What's up, Star Wars fans? This is Iron Track 96 here, bringing you guys another figure review. So this time around, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Phase 2 Clone Trooper from the Andor show. And of course, this is going to be VC269. So yeah, there's the rest of the figures in the line. I'm still trying to get Admiral Piet. I already have Hunter, Cassian, of course the clone, and this version of Cassian. I also have Vel Sartha, Cal Kestis, and that's still the one that's eluding me right now. But I'm gonna eventually get my hands on pretty much this entire wave, not because I'm a completionist, but because of the fact that, you know, I just really want all these figures so far, and they just so happen to be in the same wave. But enough with the packaging, let's go ahead and crack this guy open and get on with the review. So here we have VC269 outside of its packaging, and I gotta say, this figure is amazing. I mean, honestly, I have nothing bad to say about this figure. If you ask me, I think that this new Clone Trooper mold that we have here on the right-hand side is definitely, and I'm sorry to say, it's a vast improvement upon this previously released Clone Trooper mold that we've had for quite some time now. As many have dubbed to be called the skinny Clone Trooper mold. Yeah, you could definitely see why. I mean, it just seems like the arms are a little too long for its proportions. The torso seems too small, the leg seems too long. This guy, on the other hand, he's more pleasing to the eye. But I'm sorry, enough rambling about that. The Phase 1 Clone Trooper here on the left is most certainly outdated, so I'm glad that Hasbro decided to give us something new. And I hope to see that this mold right here sticks around with us for a long time, you know? I mean, especially with the announcement of the Phase 1 version of this guy. So that goes to show that this mold is going to stick around with us for quite a while. I also wanted to do this quick little, like, where it started right here on the left and where we're at right now in terms of, like, the first ever removable helmet Phase 2 Clone Trooper compared to the most current, as of 2024 January, Phase 2 Clone Trooper with a removable helmet. I mean, again, I understand that's technically not a Phase 2 plain Clone Trooper. That's an ATT tank gunner. But still, let's be honest. I mean, with the exception of that pauldron, it's literally a Phase 2 Clone Trooper plane. Just for fun, here's what the back of the boxes look like side by side to one another. See all the figures that were in the same wave from back in the day. If I'm not mistaken, 2006 right here. I wanted to compare these two figures real quickly without their helmets on. And as you guys can see, yeah, that's definitely a vast improvement. It amazes me to see how far Hasbro has come when it comes to making these head sculpts look more and more like who they're trying to represent. I mean, that's Temuera Morrison. That's some other generic face. I mean, back in the day, of course, I used to look at that as a kid and I used to say, wow, that looks really good. It looks like the Clone Trooper actor. But nowadays, obviously, yeah, it's night and day. I mean, not to say that's a bad face sculpt right there. I mean, it looks like a good quality face sculpt. It just is not Temuera Morrison. So here we have this Phase 2 Clone Trooper from the Vintage Collection line. Yeah, Hasbro, good job. I'm still amazed to see the quality on this head sculpt. Honestly, it's amazing. And we're saying this now. We used to say things like that back then, like when that original Phase 2 Clone Trooper came out. Like, wow, that's a really good head sculpt. Imagine what we're going to be saying in another 20 years from now when the newer, the more modern ones would be released. Anyways, so here we have a look at this guy with his helmet on, all his gear and stuff, his accessories that he comes with. Here's his blaster rifle that he comes with. If I'm not mistaken, this is the DC-15 blaster rifle. The only reason I remember that is because I used to play a lot of Battlefront back in the day, and I still kind of do. This is my go-to. I'm normally the heavy, and I always use the DC-15 blaster rifle. But yeah, I think this is the same old sculpt that we've gone before in the past. It is made out of that rubbery plastic, so that's unfortunate. As for I believe it's also the DC-15, but this is a carbine pistol. I think that this might be a completely new mold, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there's that. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. I mean, sure, the details are a little bit more sharp on this one. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely more sturdy when it comes to its flexibility, especially when compared to this rifle. The articulation on this guy, he has quite a bit. The head is on that ball joint, so it does have a real nice movement right there. The arms go in and out, rotate 360 at the shoulders. This piece is separate, so yeah, there's that. It doesn't bug me, but yeah, just, you know, a little heads up, it's not part of the actual mold. Bends at the elbow, rotates 360 at the elbow, rotates 360 at the wrist. Same thing on this side, but this one has a little pivot that goes inwards like so, and this one has a pivot that goes up and down. For the abs, he does have a nice amount of movement there. The waist does have rotation there. The legs do kick forward and back, in and out. It does have a swivel right there at the thigh, like right there. Bends at the knee, rotates at the knee. Has that pivot at the foot, and it rotates right here as well. So there's that for the clone. For the amount of detail that was put into this new mold, it's quite amazing, to be honest with you guys. I mean, it's nothing crazy that we probably haven't seen before, whether in previous releases or larger scaled figures of the same character. It's just, you know, it's just a well done job for the most part for this 3 3/4 inch figure here. It's really nice. I mean, everything. I do wish the back piece right here was painted in, kind of like what the original Clone Trooper Phase 2 right here on the left, they at least painted it in, but the newer one didn't. And I'm noticing right here on the helmet, they painted that in and they didn't there on a new one. But yeah, I mean, nitpicking aside, I mean, for the most part, you guys saw this figure is amazing. I had nothing bad to say about this figure until I noticed that they didn't paint in the back, but whatever, that's nothing. I mean, for people that know how to, you know, add some detail or weathering or dry brushing on these action figures, it's an easy fix. But anyway, this is a really well put together action figure, if you ask me. I mean, from what you guys already saw, the quality of the figure just feels good. For me, what I noticed when I tried getting this guy into some poses, it went by smoothly. It got the job done. I mean, as you guys can see, he's standing perfectly there in that pose. So with this guy, you're not gonna feel like you're trying to have a wrestling match with your action figure just for trying to get him to pose and stand without him toppling over. So yeah, you're not gonna get none of that with this guy, at least from what I've seen so far. This is a really good update to the Phase 2 Clone Trooper figure. For a quick size comparison, here he is next to a few other 3 3/4 inch scaled Star Wars figures from throughout the years. So just so you guys get the general idea on how he would fit with other figures. Also, just in case y'all are curious, here he is next to that 212th repaint of pretty much the exact same figure. It was from that 4-pack of the 212th Phase 2 clones that they released for the Vintage Collection line. Here he also is next to a few other 3 3/4 inch 1/18 scale figures from different toy lines. And because why not, let's go ahead and compare this new Phase 2 Clone Trooper from the Vintage Collection line to quite a few other Star Wars troopers from throughout the years, 3 3/4 inch scale, and as well as to that War for Cybertron Deluxe class Megatron back there. Let's be honest, I mean, I gotta say that this new Phase 2 Clone Trooper here it's a vast improvement from previous releases from throughout the years, as you can see here next to him. I mean, even the plastic, I don't know if it's the plastic that they molded this guy into or just because it's brand new. As much as we take care of our figures as collectors, they still tend to yellow over the years and collect dust, and some of this plastic on some of these tends to get all sticky, and it's just, you know, time and things get old. That's how it goes. But it just shows you the difference between, you know, brand new figure or, you know, figures that one's had over the years. For my final thoughts on this figure, I mean, what can I say? This figure is awesome. I mean, as you guys saw, its articulation is amazing. The details on this guy is phenomenal. I mean, yeah, this is definitely our definitive Phase 2 Clone Trooper for the 3 3/4 inch line, at least for the foreseeable future. I would say definitely pick this guy up because, yeah, these figures are really selling out there, to be honest with you. A lot of collectors are getting these guys for army building. I myself try not to be one of those kinds of collectors, but I'm sorry. I have to confess, I did order quite a few of these figures, and those are probably the only only ones that I'm gonna do that for, at least the clones, phase 1 and 2. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you guys did, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on the video, and definitely share this video as well. That would be awesome. And also, if you guys haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you guys are going to want to do that too. That way you guys are kept in the loop for anything new that I might drop next. With that being said, you guys are awesome for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And this is Iron Trek 96 saying thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.